Okay, welcome back to your first Chrono Trigger speedrun. We are ready to go into the hidden Tyranno lair here. I think I mentioned it in the last video, but some people are aghast that you can go in here without, there's no there's a quest you have to do usually to open up the cave here. But yeah, the secret is you don't need that quest. If you know where it is, you can go right in. Alright, nothing special on this screen. We'll come in here, Luca's gonna say some stuff. Oh, Magus says some stuff. Robo, okay, not Luca. Anyways, I usually turbo through that, so. Alright, we're coming through here, we're gonna have an encounter, and we're gonna try to set Ice 2. This is not required, but this makes it a little easier on the next couple fights, so. Ice 2 on Magus. And we're just escaping from that. And then you're coming in here. Okay, so here you want to make sure you hit the left switch. The kitty will fall down. Poor kitty. He'll land on his feet. And then you go follow the kitty down. Okay, here we're going to hit the right switch. And we're going to get an encounter right away. So if you have Ice 2 set already, you can kind of auto battle off, turbo it through, and you can beat the, depending on what battle speed we're on 2. You can beat the dinos from hitting Luca first. Sometimes, depending on the battle speed, like you can't beat them, and that's fine. It's, like you just high push Luca if you need to. Oh, I don't have my turbo set. Gosh darn it. Okay, so that's a redo. I forgot to set up. I use Joy to Key for turbo. All right, and because Luca needs to live for that fight. So, okay, we're gonna resume. Hit the right switch. Auto bell's not on. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now we're gonna switch the party. Luca to Magus. Robo to Marley. So you want Magus, Luca, Marley. So at this point, this is important because Magus is the lead. And so he'll get hit if instead of Luca, because she'll die otherwise. We need Luca to get TP here. Marley needs to get TP here. And Magus too. So yeah, it's a mix of XP and TP. But this one fight is important because it sets Marley's tech point route. Such that the next... Yeah, I guess I haven't talked about TP duplication yet. So TP duplication is that when you get a new skill after a fight, it takes the amount of tech points that were left over from that, and it doubles it towards your next skill. So it's kind of a weird mechanic, but we're basically using that mechanic here. We'll talk about it a little more later. But so we're looking at 57 on Marley right now. Gonna come out of the room, back into the room, and then hit the switch again. Turbo it through, we beat him that time. Alright, so then we can look at Marley here. She's at 27 to cure. So what's gonna happen is we're gonna go hit some rubbles, and we're gonna get 100 tech points from each rubble. And so what's gonna happen is you're gonna have 27 tech points go towards cure, and then whatever's left over from that. So what is that? 63? Am I counting that right? I think so. So 63 tech points are going to go towards haste. And so then we're going to hit another rubble, and we're going to immediately get haste because it's another 100 tech points, and it's going to, because of the TP duplication. When I was first learning this run, I thought, something happened here. I can get extra XP or extra TP here for Marley. do not do that because it will screw up the tech point route and you won't get haste. So just know that you just need one fight here when you drop down and then put Marley in, and then one fight with Marley. And that sets her up, as long as everything else with Marley up till now, which should be, because we barely used Marley since the beginning. Oh shoot, I should be talking about this. Okay, so this screen is fine up to here, and then you want to like stay to the left here and go all the way down, and then follow the bottom. And then here you're kind of translating over to the top. And then up here, you want to come up here and then grab this chest. This is the blue gemstone, which is going to be hugely important for later. And then come straight down and through the door. So that's to avoid any of the mobs there. So this screen doesn't have any triggers to worry about. This screen, immediately go left around this pillar and you'll avoid these guys. These guys themselves aren't bad, but you also get a lightning, the fat green dudes, and you don't want them right now. Plus, like I said, you don't want to screw up Marley's tech points, and I think that encounter is unescapable. Let's trigger it and see what happens. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Okay, well at least it's escapable. Okay, come up here, and then, you know, when we were here, like in 65 million BC, we went to the left switch. Here, we're going to the right switch. You want to be careful, because if you come too close over here before hitting the switch, you'll get the encounter instead. So come to the bottom and then hit the switch. Here's also where I like to do Magus's equipment menu. So we're going to give him the new Doom Scythe, which, if you see the bottom there, attack power grows when allies are KO'd. That's very important for what we're doing here. His Gloom Helm, and not his Gloom Cape yet. We're going to give him the Ruby Vest. This is for Rust Tyranno. He'll do, if for some reason Rust Tyranno gets down to the end of his countdown and blows fire, like this will help Magus survive that. I believe we keep that on as well for Son of Sun. And then we want the Berserker Ring. So Magus is our Berserk friend now. And we're gonna take out these rebels. Okay, so Marley should get Cure. Her tech points are at 77. So this next one is another 100 tech points, and that's gonna get her into haste. Very important for the next fight, so. But like I said, I can't stress enough, do not get Marley extra TP in this zone if you can help it. Alright, so as you saw, we got haste, and then because of the duplication glitch, a bunch went towards Ice 2 as well. We don't care about her getting Ice 2. She's not going to get Ice 2 on this run. We just wanted her to get haste. Alright, come up here. Oh, I should mention too that if you, for some reason, if the rebels run away, reload the autosave and you're safe. The nice thing about the PC version, almost every screen has an autosave, so yeah, for that, it's a safety thing that you can just Alt F4 and reload the autosave if the rebels run away, because you do need the rebels to get that haste. I usually come straight up and hit B, or hit the confirm button, and this will by default hit the right one, which is what we want. This is, if you remember, this is where all the people were trapped before, that Kino let them out. And then we're coming back down here. Now on this screen, you should always remember, oh, I have to do a menu here before I go to Rust Tyranno. You don't need the save point, but in fact, I would avoid the save point because you don't want to shelter. But here's where we change party. We add Ayla instead of Luca. So basically, Luca was along for the ride for the tech points at that point. In fact, what is her tech points at now? Yeah, she's going towards Megaton Bomb, but we want her to get Flare before the end of the run, because then we could do Omega Flare for the ending sequences. So it is easy to screw up her tech point route. So I'll talk about that later when we're supposed to get Flare and what some of the backups are. But yeah, anyways, if you're curious why we put Luca in there at all, that's why. Because we're not going to use it for this fight. Okay, so you put Ayla in, and so Ayla and Marley, as you saw, are at 1 health. They were 2 of the 3 that took the trap from Ozzy so that we could get him low health. We're going to High Potion Magus here, not Shelter, because we don't want their health to get healed. And then I would just double check that you're on Battle Speed 2. Do not do Battle Speed 1 for this fight. The mechanic, there's some weird bug with the mechanic that it does not work the way it should. Yeah, so let's talk about this fight. So we're going to come in here. What's going to happen is we're going to come in and Magus is going to start attacking. Ayla's going to charm to get a red plate. You only have 1 chance at that. The chances are pretty good that you get it, but there is a backup if you don't, so it's fine. Yeah, so you charm on Ayla, and then you immediately haste Magus with Marley. And as soon as you do that, about the next turn or so, Marley and Ayla will die. And then Magus starts doing lots of damage because of that. So between the Berserk Ring and his Doom Scythe, that's the strat. We'll do this on this fight as well as the Yakra, the 13th fight too. But yeah, there's the weird bug is that on Battle Speed 1, for some reason, Ayla and Marley don't die, and so you're kind of screwed. Yeah, don't do that. All right, so coming through this door is kind of weird. Sometimes it doesn't want to let you through. It's letting me through right now, but sometimes I'll grab this thing, leave the text box up, and then oh, here, it's here. Okay, there's something weird there. So sometimes I'll do that, and then and it'll help me get through the door. Also, if you get stuck on a door like that, sometimes walking, going into Mazmoon, same thing, kind of turning to walk will help sometimes. But yeah, anyways, so you come up to Rust Tyranno, and it's like, what? Come on, attack me. What's going on? You want to come up to the right side, and that will trigger the fight. I don't know why they did that. Okay, so we do a charm. We got the red plate, nice. We're gonna haste Magus. And then just leave auto battle on. Ayla might get a hit off, that's fine. And then soon after that, they're gonna die. And then you just want Magus to crit a lot. But you see he's doing a lot of damage. And he's hasted, so he's doing it very fast. You shouldn't end up with the countdown at the end of the countdown. He should be dead before the countdown. But I think there is a case if there are 0 crits where you could get that. Or if you missed haste. GG's. Alright, so you come up to the Rainbow Shell. If you turbo this, just make sure that there's 1 dialogue box after they set it down, they drop it. Because if you hit it again, they'll try to pick it up again. So just stupid time loss there. So then just go straight down, and you'll end up at the Guardia Castle where we tell them that we ask them to go get the shell and bring it to the castle or whatever. So yeah, just turbo through this dialogue. Marley will jump up and down. Okay. So if you didn't get the red plate, come up here. And you have to do this now. Just so you know, if you go to a different time period, this will be blocked. Because there's some other weird drama happening with the king in the 1000 AD. So this is 600 AD. You want to come up here to this screen, and this sealed chest here, just open it and you'll get a red vest. Yeah, red vest. So I know that you probably know the mechanic that if you try to open the sealed chest and you say no, then you can go to 1000 AD and open it and get the better item. But like I said, this tower is blocked off, and so you cannot get this in 1000 AD right now. So yeah, you just want the red vest, grab it, and go. But yeah, that is the backup for not getting the red plate. If you already got the red plate, you don't have to worry about it. You just gotta head out. All right, so we're gonna pass the epoch. We're going into Guardia Forest for a sec, because there's another sealed chest here that has a speed capsule. And then we're gonna do some stuff. Okay, so we're gonna go on in the epoch. We're gonna go up. That's a circular map, and you end up at Poor, and you want to go to the Poor's mayor house. Now be careful here. You should already have the jerky at this point. But if you talk to her, she has like one text box, and then her next text box is a choice, and you don't want the default choice. You want to say take it for free, and then she will teach her kids to not be greedy, which is important for later. All right, so from here, we're going to the future. All right, and there's a big menu here. First party, you want Magus in the second slot, and then we want Marley out for Luca. I pop out of the menu and then back in again, so you're back on equipment. So Ayla's gonna get the red plate or red vest if you didn't get the red plate. And then you can left bumper over, and it should be Robo here, if everything went as planned. And you want Robo to take the speed belt off, and so we give him Scala's amulet. And then you can right bumper over to Magus, and then you take Berserker off and give him the silver earring. And then if everything worked out right, you can come out right bumper over to Luca, and did I forget to get her? Oh, I must have. Okay, well, she should have a Taven's helm here, because I got the Taven suit, so I must have not, on this run through, I must have not grabbed her Taven. I must have not talked to Taven twice, since she has the suit, but not the helm. Let's just remedy that real quick. So, all right, I'll fast forward through this. Okay, there's the Taven's helm. Okay, so pretend we were just on Luca here. So yeah, so if everything all worked out right, you should have Taven's helm, Taven's suit, and then down to speed belt. And and then you do a shelter, back out, back in, and then up to settings, and you want battle speed 6 for this. So the mechanic for Son of Sun is there are, of course, these 5 things surrounding the main eye of the Son of Sun. And only one of them, hitting one of the fires damages the actual boss, and so it roulettes it, randomizes it every couple turns. And so the mechanic we use for this is we have Luca in this position, importantly, because she will be able to flamethrower 3 of the flames at once, and then you can see they will counterattack. And the one that doesn't counterattack is the one that you want to hit. Any attack works on that, and that will be the one until it roulettes. So the sequence is it will roulette, it will flare, and then it will do a beam. on one of the 3 characters. We want the beam to hit Ayla. Ayla, we're gonna start the thing off with barrier on Ayla, and if she has the red plate, then flare will heal her. But beam should, at least the first time, beam, she has enough health that, right? Did I? Shouldn't somebody have the silver earring in this? Sorry, I'm mixing up. I should pull up the notes. I'm mixing up strats because of RNG minute is slightly different because we already know which ones are the actual ones to attack. Let me just scroll down to Son of Sun. Also, there's a nice little diagram on Son of Sun that shows flames 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so you end up flamethrowing 1, 2, and 3 every time, and then if all of those counterattack, then you just try 4, and then you try number 5. What does this say for the menu? The menu is Magus gets silver earring. What did I give him? Oh, I did give him silver earring. Okay, cool. So Ayla has enough hit points as it is. But we want her to get the beam. If Magus gets the beam, he can survive it once as well. If Luca gets the beam, she pretty much dies. Yeah, so you want to, if things happen, you want to resurrect as you go. And if you can help it, don't auto battle, because if you hit the middle, you get an extra flare counterattack. All right, so let's see how this goes. Alright, so first things first, barrier. And I like to, you can bump into Luca's menu right away, and then you can auto battle that whole roulette animation. Okay, you want a flamethrower. Default is the middle, you don't want that, you want to go over to the right. And you'll see the flamethrower is going to hit 3 flames. That's what you want. Do not hold auto battle here, because then Ayla will attack. So do that, and then you can pop into Ayla's menu. Okay, now it looks like the first one is not counter-attacking. So we're going to take Ayla and we're going to attack the first one. We're going to take Magus and attack the first one. So, and then you want to start counting. So that was 1, 2. Okay, the beam hit Ayla, that's good. 3. 4. 5. You might be able to get a 6th one. Okay. 6. 7. Now really, like, be happy with 5. So the flare, that flare should heal up Luca, or sorry, Ayla. I'm gonna high potion Luca. And then I'm gonna flamethrower again. Okay, this time the second one, number 2, didn't counterattack. We got to 7, right? So we're gonna go. Oh, beam hit Luca. She did. So 8, 9, 10. This might be bad. I'll tell you why in a second. Because we really want Luca to get this TP. Oh, nope, we got time. We got time. I counted right. Okay, and then as soon as the flames start dying, you can auto battle it out. Okay. So yeah, a lot's happening there. But you get the basic mechanic that you want to flamethrower 3 of the flames, see what their counterattack is. If you're feeling savvy, pop into a menu and auto battle the counterattack animations. If not, just wait and see. And as soon as you see one of them doesn't counterattack, just start attacking it. But yeah, you'll notice the flare and then the beam, and then soon after the beam is going to be roulette. You can use the animations of one person attacking to get in and get another attack in from someone else too. But if you're not careful, the roulette will happen, and then you'll be already preset to attack one that may not be the right one. Yeah, just be wary of that. It's also nice to have Luca's ATB ready for the next roulette, so she could flamethrower first thing. I didn't do that this last fight here, and then she didn't get an early flamethrower off for that second round. So yeah, so that's something to be mindful of. I was being a little risky there by just like trying to get as many attacks in on the first roulette as I could for speed. But yeah, the risk there is that you may only get a flamethrower off on the second round. That you know, you won't have as much time to hit some attacks on once you figure out which the one is the right one. Also, you notice the beam hit Luca. If the beam hit Luca, she dies. She needs the tech points, so before you finish the fight, make sure she gets resurrected. If the beam hits Magus, depending on his health, he can live. So if you get a chance, high potion him. The flares do hurt him, but he's got a ruby vest, so they don't do as much damage. What else can I say about that? If Ayla gets the barrier twice, the flare doesn't fill up her health all the way, so I believe she almost always dies on the second beam. So just be prepared to get her up as well. Although I don't think we need her to get XP or TP anymore. We don't use anything after Charm, is that right? No, that's not right. We already did Falcon Strike stuff, so that's all fine. We don't need Ayla to get. So if she dies on this fight, it's fine. You mostly just want Luca and Magus to live for sure. Yeah, I guess that's it. So come up here, grab the Moonstone. And then we're gonna go charge it up. So of course it says, oh, we need to put it somewhere where it's gonna soak up sun for millions of years. Well, let's start at the beginning, shall we? So when you come in here, you just want to go down until this mountain and then go left. And this is the Sun Key. Or Sun Shrine. Just plop it there. Ayla will say no change yet, and then you can go. Now, of course, we know that it's going to get stolen in 1000 AD, so we're just going to go straight to 1000 AD. We're going to notice that it's gone. Ayla says, someone take, we find. And you want to go right to the castle, and then up. And up to the poor mayor's house, where you can see some shiny stuff happening. And all you have to do is talk to this guy once, the mayor. And it's one text box. That's it. If you can keep talking to him, but that's extra dialogue you don't need. Back down again, and then over. Leave the stone. And now we can go to the future and get it. Now, if you, in any of these times, if you accidentally go to Cataclysm, that's okay, just don't turbo and just say no when the option comes up. It is time loss, but you at least won't be sent to a Lavos fight right away. All right, I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna toggle turbo, and then it's gonna do a whole thing here. So we're gonna end up in the present in Luca's house, and you get a couple items. You get the sunglasses, and you get the Wonder Shot. Okay, you're gonna come up to the epoch. We're gonna come up here, and I usually park around Chrono's house somewhere. And we're going to the fair. Okay, we're gonna do this silly mini game here to get the Chrono clone. And on the speedrun, if you're worried, check that. Make sure you have 30,000 gold. Because usually to do this minigame, it can be pretty tough to do it all the way through and then you get the clone. But if you have enough money, the secret is if you have enough money, you don't have to do the whole game. And so on the speedrun, we only do it 4 times. And then you fail the 5th time. And then that way it's 30,000 gold to get the clone. And we get time instead of money. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to come up here. Don't turbo in here because it can push your input straight into the minigame, and you really don't want that. Also, I should note, if you fail the minigame, Alt F4 out as soon as possible, like get out of the game as soon as possible. The autosave is here, but as soon as it kicks you out, it will reset the autosave, and then you'll have to go fight Gato 3 more times to get more simple points. So that's the key. So if it's a very short time window, so as soon as you see, oh crap, I lost, quickly Alt F4 out. Otherwise, you're fighting Gato for some time loss. All right, play the game. And as soon as it says, and action. So surprise. 2, 3, 4, and then we'll fail intentionally. And then he says, all right, 30,000 gold. Get the Chrono clone in his house. And then see how fast it kicks you out too. So yeah, just be prepared. It's totally fixable if you mess up, but it's just a worse time loss if you have to go fight Gato again. What else can I say about that? Oh, I believe the notes say, yeah, the notes tell you the keys to use for that, so just make sure you're looking at the notes on what keys to press for what animation. Okay, up to Chrono's house. We're going to turbo through. We're going to grab the clone, but Chrono's mom's going to want to talk. So you have to re-grab the clone. And then as you leave, she'll say one more thing. All right, and we'll come over to Guardia Castle, and I think that's where we'll end this video. So next video, we're going to be doing Yakko the 13th and probably Death's Peak. See you then.